Hello everyone. Today our topic to discuss about the endocrine system. Okay, what is endocrine system? Okay, endocrine system is the system that made glands which release hormone directly into the bloodstream, and then its function to regulate uh, metabolism, growth, and reproduction, etc. Okay, this is called endocrine system. Okay, and endocrine system we have glands, the major glands which release hormone. Okay, now we're going to discuss first for the better understanding. I want to tell you like the diagram. Okay, then you will understand where we have the glands. Okay, like this is a human body. Okay, just for understanding, we have here hypothalamus, pineal glands. Okay, then we have here thyroid and parathyroid glands. Then we have here thymus glands. Okay, here we have adrenal gland or suprarenal glands. Then we have here gonads like male reproductive and female reproductive system, and here we have pancreas. This for your understanding where is location of this glands. Okay, now first we will going to discuss the major endocrine glands. Okay, major endocrine glands, and our aim to know about the location and which hormone they releasing. Okay, major endocrine glands. Okay, first if we talk about the major endocrine glands, then we will start from the pituitary glands. And pituitary glands like hypothalamus, I will tell there also we have endocrine tissues glands, they also have. We will at the end we will going to discuss the also. Okay, first we have pituitary gland. Pituitary gland, and also we can say this is a hypophysis. Hypophysis, the second name. Okay, pituitary gland. Now we will talk about the location, where is located. If you remember the sphenoid bone, when we discussed the body of sphenoid bone, there we have superior surface of the body, and there we have formation sella thoracica. Sella thoracica, its location is a sella thoracica of superior surface of body of sphenoid bone. Okay, this is location of pituitary glands. Okay, location, now we know where is location. Okay, then they have two lobes, anterior lobe. Now anterior lobe produce which hormone? First produces anterior lobes ACTH hormone. Then we have FSH, follic stimulating hormone, TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. Then we have PR-prolactin. Then we have luteinizing hormone, and etc. Okay, ACTH, follic stimulating hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, and luteinized hormones, and also growth hormones. These hormones only produced from the anterior lobe of pituitary glands. Okay, now we know the anterior lobe and we know the location of pituitary gland. We will start here to write this. Okay, we have posterior. Second lobe we have posterior lobe. Okay, posterior lobe produce ADH hormone, antidiuretic hormone, and oxytocin. But here is different. Here is produce and storage of these hormones. Okay, the posterior lobe. Okay. Now, and this is hormones like make the sleep wake cycle also. Okay. Now this is the everything about the location and producing hormones of pituitary glands. Now second major glands. Second major glands we have here pineal gland. Pineal gland. Now we will know about the location of the pineal gland, where we have located a pineal gland. at the center of the brain, at the center of the brain, मतलब कि ब्रेन के सेंटर पे पाया जाता है, at the center of the brain. Second, the center of the brain and between two hemisphere, and you remember we have two hemisphere in the brain, two hemisphere, between the two hemisphere. Okay, this is the location of the pineal gland. Now we will talk about which hormone they produces melatonin. And melatonin's like function to regulate sleep and wake cycle. Okay, this is about the pineal glands, location and producing hormone. Okay, this is melatonin. And at starting I told like the endocrine system is made that glands which produce hormones directly into the bloodstream. Okay, remember, don't forget. Now the third major gland of endocrine system, we have thyroid gland. Thyroid gland. Here is thyroid gland. If you remember, the neck is location simply located in the anterior of neck or anterior of trachea and below the larynx. Means larynx के नीचे होता है और anterior to the trachea होता है. Okay, इसका location है, is the location of the thyroid gland. Okay, second, we know the location of these glands. Okay, but इसके दो lobes होते हैं, it's two lobes, and these lobes, two lobes of thyroid glands, but connected by isthmus. The area which connected the two lobes of thyroid gland, it's called isthmus. Okay, now this is about the location. We talk about the location of the thyroid gland, but what hormone they're releasing is very interesting. Okay, hormones produce thyroxine T4, its name thyroxine. Then thyronine, its mean T3. Okay, and then we have calcitonin. Okay, when like more detail like physiology, if you talk about this, when the T4 and 3 hormone like thyroxine and thyronine level is increased, it means it's hyperthyroidism. When decrease is called hypothyroidism. Okay, but now the topic is anatomy. We continue about our topic. Okay, I already told thyroid glands. Okay, location I told, but hormones producing thyroxine and thyronine and calcitonin I releasing. Okay, now we have the fourth major gland, parathyroid gland. Parathyroid glands. And parathyroid glands location, if you will talk about location, is very simple. Posterior surface of the thyroid gland. Posterior surface of the thyroid gland. मतलब ये कहाँ पे पाया जाता है? ये thyroid gland है like butterfly shape. Okay, its thyroid gland is butterfly shape, and below the posterior surface of the thyroid glands, there we have parathyroid glands. Okay, and parathyroid gland is the location. And if you talk about the hormone producing parathyroid glands releasing parathyroid hormone. Thyroid hormone is releasing the parathyroid hormones. Okay, now this is the fourth. Then we have fifth major endocrine gland. Fifth one we talked here. We talked this is the major glands. The thymus I don't discuss here. I told we have some endocrine tissues gland. Okay. Now here we have there the kidney. This is the kidney. Okay. This is the pancreas. Okay. And this is the stomach. Like for your memorization. Okay. Here first the fifth one we have adrenal gland. Adrenal gland. Adrenal glands are, you can say, pararenal glands. Okay, where the location of this gland? On the top of kidney. Kidney. Okay, and the top of kidney. Okay, this location and the top of kidney here is location of the adrenal gland. Now adrenal glands we have two parts, cortex and medulla. Cortex releasing hormones cortisol, aldosterone and androgens, and medulla release epinephrine and norepinephrine. Epinephrine. Okay, cortex release cortisol, aldosterone and androgens. Medulla release epinephrine and norepinephrine hormones. They are releasing from the different parts of the adrenal glands. This is about the adrenal glands. Now we have the other major glands. We have pancreas. Pancreas location is very simple, in the abdomen region, and we are behind the stomach. Okay, this is the location of the pancreas for simply understanding. Okay, now if you talk about the hormones, but remember, pancreas have two type of function. We have exocrine and endocrine, but here we need to know about endocrine because we are going to discuss endocrine system, endocrine glands. Now we need to don't forget endocrine function. Endocrine, if you talk about endocrine about the pancreas, then we need to know alpha cell, beta and delta cell. Alpha cell produce glucagon, beta cell produce insulin, and delta cell release what? Serotonin. Okay, and also they produce these hormones to regulate the blood sugar level. Okay, this is about the pancreas. Now the 7 major endocrine glands we have gonads. And know the gonads we have two types, testes, okay, and uterus. Testes produce, its location you know is very simple, in the hypogastric region. Okay, produce testosterone, and uterus produce estrogen and progesterone. It's very simple, everyone need to know about these gonads. Okay, and our next topic about in Splancology about the male and female reproductive system. Okay, now we discuss the major endocrine glands. Okay, first pituitary gland, 2 lobes, anterior and posterior, and anterior lobe also the second name is adenohypophysis, and posterior lobe is called neurohypophysis. Okay, then we discuss the pineal gland, location at the base of the center. Okay, then thyroid glands at the interior of the trachea. Then we discuss the parathyroid gland, posterior surface of the thyroid gland. Then we discuss the adrenal gland, pancreas, and gonad. These are the 7 major endocrine glands. Now we have some endocrine tissues. Endocrine tissues. Endocrine tissues. Endocrine tissues. What? First we'll start from thymus. No, from hypothalamus. And it's, I already at the start I told, hypothalamus regulates the hormone of pituitary gland. Okay, for just for understanding. Okay, second we have thymus. Is very important in children. Okay, thymus releasing thymosin, which take part very important role in immune system. Okay, these are the also we have hypothalamus and thymus. We discussed. This is the endocrine tissues, glands. Okay, like you can say also minor glands. Then we have kidney, heart. Okay, heart also the gland which release ANP. What is the meaning of ANP? ANP, atrial natriuretic peptide. They are only releasing from the heart. Okay, then we have kidney. Kidney also release or produce erythropoietin. And you know what is erythropoietin? Helps red blood cell regulation. Red blood cell, or RCB, you can say RBSC. Okay, CS, RCB regulation. Okay, then we have after kidney what's remaining? Kidney and what we discuss. Intestine, RULGIT. Here we have intestine. Okay, they produces gastrin and secretin. Okay, these are the everything about the endocrine system.